Hi, good morning. And this is the answer of the question regarding globalization. Now, the first question here is, what is globalization in a personal sense? In my personal opinion, uh, globalization is a process of exchanging ideas and knowledge, uh, information, and products or goods, okay, in different countries or around the globe, around the world. So it is very important to have this systematic globalization so that every countries will grow according to the other countries. So it means that we are dependent from other countries. So we should have this good relationship with each country so that everyone will live in progress. So that is the globalization in my sense. So it affects also in our mindset, in our mindset. So if we are if we are progressive country, it affects our mindset, our life situation, and also in a different aspect that we can have a motivation to face any situation because of the possession of our country. So number two, what do you think is the greatest challenge posited on regionalization and globalization in the Philippines? And how can this challenge be addressed accordingly? So this is a practical question, especially that this question focus on the Philippines. In our country today, I think the great challenge that we have is the impact of the COVID-19, the pandemic. And in pandemic, we all know that there is restriction in access in different country, in different land. So maybe the greatest challenge that we have right now is the crisis of pandemic, and it affect negatively to the economic status of our country, and also in the government. So even our facilities, we are affected. Our hospitals, our job, we are very affected on this. Many malls are closed last year. Our schools also, many establishment that has a restriction. So that's why we encountered this challenge, not only in the Philippines but throughout the world. And we in the Philippines, we actual experience this problem. So the problem of pandemic. So how can this challenge be addressed accordingly? Well, I am not an expert, but for me, maybe we have our own economic office, and I hope that our new president, this term, would exert and more effort to check the people or the official that he wants to join his cabinet so that this problem will be addressed accordingly. So, what are the aspects that hinder Philippines from becoming first world country? Well, my answer is directly, it's direct to corruption. This is the aspect that hinder Philippines from becoming a corruption. Um, 6 years ago, we heard the problem of drugs and the problem of corruption in custom or in any other offices involve money. So I think we have this mindset of being a corrupt, even in a locality, in barangays, going to municipal, to the Congress, to the Senate, and any any offices in the Philippines. The corruption is rampant, and I think if we remain in this problem, if our officials still corrupt, it will bring us down in a low level of our economy. So, becoming a first country is hard if our government official still focuses in corruption and they join in politics with a personal interest. This is the problem. Okay, and we can observe this every year that their wealth goes high because of I don't know, but maybe because of corruption. So number 4, as a Filipino youth today, what can you contribute so that the Philippines will have a change to be the cluster in the global north countries, to be the cluster of the north global countries? Maybe it is possible if we have a great reformation in the country, and I think we try to accept or to adopt the federalism program of the government. Maybe this is it might be this is the solution of this crisis, because if we observe, if we see the first world country in North, in US, in UK, or in France, this country are the system, they adopt the system of federalism, especially in our much more in our country, in the Philippines, because we are divided in different islands. So I think federalism is very effective in our country. Especially I'm in Cebu, we have Negros, we have Mindanao, we have Manila. We are divided, we are separated from islands. So if we put senators in different or representative in different state, they can manage accordingly the problem that they are facing, so that they can address it accordingly. So if my problem in Cebu, we have our own problem, we have our own way on how to manage it, on how to solve this problem by making something that is beneficial to the specific state. And globalization is made possible more, the improvement or the quality of globalization will be seen in different islands. Okay, maybe the outsourcing businesses and also agricultural. We are in a good land, especially in Mindanao. There were very filter source of soil. So I think Mindanao would be focused on the agricultural businesses, so that we can supply, also we can compete also in globalization to send rice in different countries. As of now, I think we are dependent to Malaysia, Indonesia, and Vietnam for rice. Okay, so we get rice there to supply the Filipino. But if we make agricultural agriculture strong, to put a budget, to give an opportunity for the agriculturists to work for the agriculture, then we will have a progressive or a rich or wealthy country for the future to join this cluster of North countries. Now, what do you think are the major problems faced by leaders in the global community in terms of global governance, and how these issues affected you on a personal? The major problem, as what I have said before, that corruption is the major problem of our leaders. Second is the this unity, the separation of ideas and principles of our leaders. During election, we can hear the oppositions. They always attack to the different politician, and it is good because we are liberal. But the problem is, after election, the same mindset that has covered the improvement or the growth of the Philippines. The administration, the opposition is always opposition till the end. And this is the problem of our leaders. The opposition always attacking the administration, and every project, every motives to grow, every initiative that will help the government, there was a opposition that always oppose on every initiative that has in the government. So this is very we are very affected on this. And how do these issues affected you as a personal level? We are affected because we can have our own effort to live, we can work, we can do anything, but our government affects our lives, especially in the poor citizen. Yes, if you go to the hospital, you can see a very this is not good for the Filipino people to suffer from you are suffering from any disease. Then if you go to hospital, no budget, or we are short in facilities, and our hospital didn't cater all those who have sick. That's the problem. And if you go to the transportation, very expensive. Our country managed by a big businessman, so that we are affected also the crisis of this country. So maybe our school, we do have first class school. We are locked in chairs and also a building, and that's why we encourage private sectors, private businessmen to donate school, to donate buildings for us, our student, to be comfortable. So that's all for this morning, and thank you. May God bless this country, and may God bless the globalization throughout the world, that we can be united in helping each country to grow and to become wealthy, so that everybody lives according to the abundance of every country. Thank you.